Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Awesome. What's your guys' favorite bar? Where do you guys hang out? I think I like setting this adventure in Neverwinter, and so like Neverwinter is your city, your hub, so big metropolitan area. What's your preferred divey bar that's filled with cutthroats and spies and ne'er do wells?
Let's see. I'm gonna pull up an actual Neverwinter map.
Mm-hmm.
Except that one doesn't have any locations marked.
It can be established, or we can just make one up. Whatever you guys want to do.
Okay, cool. There's actually a somebody
Oh.
modified a map to act as.
There's the I still have the map saved.
I actually just thought about Neverwinter is a little not bittersweet, but a little nostalgic because that's technically where the Badgers began on the road from Neverwinter.
Yeah, let me think. I think it's Beggar's Rest? No.
There's the Beached Leviathan.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. It seems like a place that
It is
sailors and
a
cutthroats.
3-decked inn and tavern located in the Black Lake district of Neverwinter that caters to sailors, smugglers, slavers, merchants, and others arriving by sea. Built in and around the refurbished wreckage of the pirate ship Leviathan.
Yes. I like that. Everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the name of it?
The Beached Leviathan.
The Beached Leviathan. Leviathan.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, the Beggar's Nest is one of the districts in Neverwinter.
Yes. So we can yeah, so some just soft RP opening here then with you all. So if there's any, let's do this. You guys are in the Beach Leviathan in the city of Neverwinter. This is a place that you would have frequent often. The bartender knows you by sight. Maybe he doesn't know your names. He doesn't really want to know your name, but he's like does know your preferred drinks. Like you're regulars here, right? And this is the kind of place where you listen for jobs in the black market. Not necessarily slaving, I don't think. You know, you guys can just decide the morality of your characters. I don't personally care. But you've made a little bit of a reputation as doing some odd jobs, some break-ins here, getting people out of cities when there's the siege going on. You know, maybe you've had like recently a particularly good caper of, and you guys can decide that if you want, but it could have been as simple as the Mona Lisa, the Lisa Mona got stolen from a nobles here recently, and it was supposed to be super uber protected, but a certain group of infiltrators were able to get in and get out with it. Does anybody want to take a crack at what little caper made you not famous, right? Because you're keeping your names down low, but a reputation for those who know.
Street cred.
Yeah, street cred. Do you guys want me to say it was you guys stole the Lisa Mona from a rich?
You know, I
Broke
like
into
the idea behind my character is largely like with forgery kit proficiency. It's like he can break in with forged documents and leave them. So it's like, yeah, we broke in. We weren't the ones that stole the Lona Misa. Uh, but rather we broke in and forged a bill of sale using the information we gained from the break-in, and then took it to the guards and gave it to our contact, who then took it to the guards and was like, "Hey, he's trying to scam me on this sale. He sold me the Lona Misa. Here's the bill of sale."
Yes, I'm here for it. I like that. Along the way, there was a little bit of revenge coming in, but fortunately, you had some good muscle. The crackheads, when you guys were jumped in an alley on your way home from a drunken night from the beach, Leviathan. Excellent. So,
And, I'm typically
ahead.
disguised around town, so I'm in a human form.
yes.
Look like a sailing type, a little salty of a character.
Say fear. So this is like your go-to generic is like a human woman. Did I understand that correctly?
No, human man in this
Human
bar.
man. Okay.
So I don't really have like a
Seaman.
go-to. Yeah,
Okay.
if I'm out and about, like on a job, like I'll be myself typically, but
The beach Leviathan being a regular there, do you show your true face there, or are you always in
no,
disguise? Excellent.
always in this disguise.
And so, are you in this seafaring, salty man during this opening scene in the
Yes.
beach Leviathan? All right. All right. I'm gonna. Can Jeff and Justin, can you guys change your names in Discord for my brain?
Yeah. Discord. Where did Discord go? There it is.
There you go.
Thank you.
That's server settings. Where is that? Edit server profile. That's what it is. Never
Yeah,
mind.
server profile.
Yeah. I don't know if that's necessary to get my name in the chat to update, but yeah.
Riley the Harris, tax collector.
Yeah. Because I have named my character Harris Vosrick.
So, what are you guys doing in the bar? Are you guys playing cards in the corner, sizing people up? Is there our barbarian trying to arm wrestle? Someone throwing daggers, rogue? Do you guys have anything? What you doing? Getting shit faced, causing trouble, keeping quiet. Rogue got a cowl on, kicked his feet up, smoking a pipe.
Probably drinking a lot, but also eyeing the room, getting a feel for things.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are just kind of in the back in the corner, enjoying your drinks, but also just keeping a respectful, maybe respectful is not the right word, but just a cautious eye to looking for trouble, because this is the kind of place where, the right bump and the wrong word will definitely lead to fisticuffs or maybe a dagger in a body or two.
I'm occasionally like trying to change the outcome of card games with silent image kind of thing.
Oh man, I want to make you roll like a sleight of hand or a deception right now. But then if we go wrong, and then I don't know how much you guys want me to potentially sidetrack.
Let's say I'm doing very well at it.
Yeah,
like,
you can decide.
It's something that I do regularly here, and like it's just fun to see people like think they've got the game locked down and flip the table.
Yes.
Not playing against me, like just people around the room. I'm like watching.
Oh, are you manipulating other people games? Other card games? Ooh, I love it.
Let me guess, you're just like, you're not even doing it for the sake of causing somebody to win or lose. You're just doing it from such a distance that, okay, well, you know what? Here's this card. It'll be funny if it happens to be one of the same cards the other guy has.
Yeah. Oh, just messing with it, just for the lulls.
For the lulls, boredom maybe, and you're waiting for the next job because I haven't had any good hits in a while. I don't know. I'm not.
Mm.
I'm just speaking out loud. You know, I don't.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Well,
What about you, Shelf? Did you say what you were doing? You're just enjoying drinks, right?
Drinking and eyeing everybody up.
Mm-hmm. Does the Shelf like to pick fights, or is he just more reserved to himself?
No, he minds his own business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is there any particularly fun markings about him as a turtle? Is his shell decorated a certain way? Does he have tattoos like a sailor, like up a sleeve, scars
I'd
from
say
battles?
Weathered.
Weathered. His shell's seen a lot. Oh. And tax collector.
you guys are perfectly fine, just drinking and sitting around messing with things. You know what? I'm gonna go talk to the barkeep, see if he's heard of any new jobs around here.
You gotta get up and you gotta go around or through the tavern. Oh, I think.
Yep.
Ooh, use the load lantern music.
Still working on the voice. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, it'll take you all session to get used to a new voice.
yep. Don't want to do like an even light.
I know it's so hard when you're like new voices. Like, all right, can't do another scratchy voice. A, it hurts. B, I've done that one before.
It's just me with a scratchy voice.
Yeah. I actually like.
I mean, yeah, but it's good. It's all right.
This will be a little bit more. This is before we get into the proper hook, but I think this is just a fun little detail. As you kind of go over to the bar, this little halfling, he's actually got respectable clothes on. You know, he kind of looks like he doesn't belong necessarily. He's looking a little nervous. He has spectacles on. he tugs the shirt tax collector as you're up at the bar, and he's. What kind of drink is a tax collector getting? Whiskey,
Tax collector's got to live up to his name. He's getting something nice. Doesn't get to have it super often or a lot of it at a time, but a single glass of I'm gonna go with a dwarven mushroom wine.
Dwarven mushroom wine. I like that. She'll get you fucked up, tripping ball. I'm just kidding. So he like tugs this little excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Pettigrew. I'm looking for a particular man. I think you fit his description. Are you, by any chance, someone who deals with paperwork? Oh, I'm sorry.
Of this sort.
Yes. I'm looking to I have gold. I'm not sure how this exactly works. I have gold. I need a permit. I have a new business endeavor, and me and the offices don't see eye to eye after some of my previous endeavors.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
Oh,
It'll serve you well.
Yes.
For as long as you're here. Details. Only say the ones that are necessary. Far too many people spill everything in their hearts. And that is always their folly. Because as soon as the people that they talk to, if anything happens, every bit of evidence that you tell them will be said to whoever they are captured by, and it will come right back to you.
So you're saying to speak in few words. I think I can do that. I need paperwork for a food cart in the Tower District. Do you happen to know anyone I can speak to at the permit office about a food cart permit? Did I do good? Is that, is that better?
Might have
Oh.
a contact to speak to.
Mhm.
Here, how about you join myself and my comrades over at this table, and we shall find the details that are necessary for this,
Mm.
and little more.
You have friends. Wait, them over there? And that turtle?
Yes,
He's not going to hurt me, is he? I haven't done anything wrong.
you've got a pouch of gold, and you've just told this to me.
Yes.
It is in my best interest to provide a good working business relationship.
Okay.
For where a pouch of gold is held today, a fuller pouch comes tomorrow.
I see we're very business-minded alike. Like-minded. Yes, business. Very well.
Yes.
I will go sit with your friends.
Yes, and remember, the details only say those which we need to do the job.
Mm.
If we need to know your business's name for the paperwork, then we will need to know that to pass along.
Right.
But we may not need your name, or where you live, or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Noted. Noted. I'll sit with your friend. Barkeep, sir, may I get a glass of water, please? Yes. And what wines selections do you have? Oh, I'll stick with the water. All right. That's nasty water. I'm gonna go sit with your friends. Your business.
Yes,
acquaintances.
it's I'd recommend not asking about the water here. After all, this is a ship. The easiest sources of water are not the cleanest.
The other two of you see this guy this little halfling, come walking across, and everyone is sizing him up, and everyone's looking at the fat purse on his on the side of that he's just like wearing very brazenly in this establishment. Hello, my name is. Maybe my name is not important.
I'm going to say the moment Shelf turns and realizes he's there, he's just going to stand up right away.
Oh, Lord. Oh, you're very
I
big.
didn't do it.
Oh,
I didn't do it. I wasn't there. I have an alibi.
You don't need an alibi with me, sir. I'm not here to accuse you of anything.
Your
Yeah.
alibis are numerous.
I mean you no harm. I don't come in with any sort of accusations or anything, sir. What kind of weapon do you wield, Shelf?
It is a great axe.
Great axe.
Just learned that for myself.
Big weapon there, please. I'm here to do business with you and your friends. Hello, sir. Kind of gives you a little formal little bow, Saphir.
Hey, aye.
Can I sit with you? Your friend there at the bar said I should sit with you.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing here?
He's just like he's imagining you still just like looming over this little halfling shelf, and he just kind of like shuffles around the table and squeezes in. Like maybe there's like a bench. Yes. My name is Pettigrew, and just doing some. I need help with the permit office. Do I need to speak to you about that, or
don't they open at like 7 a.m.?
Yes, they open like very early, but we don't do business, me and the permit office. And I was wondering if you and your friends could perhaps open a door or two for me.
Or you're looking for like an exception to the rule kind of thing?
Yeah, yes. I just need
Sort
permits for a food court.
It's sort of after hours, shall we say, appointment.
Do you need to go into the office, or can you just provide the paperwork? I've heard your skills, collector, are very good in that department. I'll pay good gold.
Well, paperwork does no good if it's not in the hands of the right people.
Can you forge me the documents, or can you not? I'm confused.
I've never forged any documents.
Sir,
It's a lie.
Sir, you're very loud. Very loud. I don't know if you're actually being loud, Justin. You can correct me on that, but it seemed like you were proclaiming.
That's just the only way I know how to do it.
No, it's okay. I mean, do you narratively, do you like the idea that Shellfish is
Sure,
like,
yeah,
he's the kind of guy
just
like, I'm
really
gonna do
loud.
it.
Especially, I want to imagine he just goes from no volume to max volume.
Yeah, especially if he thinks he's being accused of something. Oh my god.
Now, we don't use those crass terms here. We are simply assisting you in filling out these documents and ensuring that these documents get given to the correct desk.
Yes.
And then, in a matter of a few days,
yes,
just to ensure that everything has been safe, that they don't understand, anything might have gone awry, you go in and you simply ask for a copy.
Mm-hmm.
And once you have the copy in your hands, what will they say? They were the ones that handed you the permit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How much gold is needed to make this process smooth?
See, that, my friend, is a topic of discussion that we quite enjoy.
Mm-hmm. How about 200 gold?
That sounds like a good down payment.
Oh, down payment. 200 now? And then 200 when I get the permit? I'm not good.
Let's make it 250 now and 250 once you're said and done.
Just for funsies, we've got to roll a persuasion check. And roll an advantage because Shelf was intimidating.
Hey Nate, I'm sorry. Is the music muted?
It is. I'm not hearing any.
Forgot to move it
Yeah,
to the channel, I think.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I'm sitting enjoying my music. Fuck you guys. No music for you. There we go.
Did you say roll intimidation?
Or intimidation or persuasion, but I was saying advantage because Shelf is intimidating.
It's the random any mention of a crime. I didn't do it!
There's also this big axe.
Didn't even have to
7.
mention it. You just saw it.
17.
17. Sure.
Intimidation, yeah.
Sure. 250. Now 250 I received the permit. Now, my name is Liago Pettigrew, and my business is going to be fish shack. The fishiest fish shack. Fishiest fish shack. Yes.
Right. So, before we, sign on the dotted line, is there any reason we might, need to know why you're not on the best of terms with said patent office?
My previous endeavors with the culinary businesses were met with failure, but not because of anything I did. Nope. I didn't know that the previous batch of fish were rotten. I thought I was just getting a good deal. And how did I know that those scrambled eggs for my breakfast endeavor were from Basilisk? I would never have known that.
Well, you're gonna keep it on the up and up if we get you this thing, because we're gonna come check.
Depends. Do you know any good rat catchers?
Have you another business partner?
Oh, no.
One whose name they would not balk at.
Ooh. Maybe I can just... Oh, I could come up with a new persona for myself.
I think that's probably for the best. I think they're going to be checking up on you.
Yes. And maybe I will name myself Lorenzo Pettigrew, my brother. How does that sound? You're the
Brother.
professionals here.
A brother would be, so long as he's not around to arouse suspicion, would be a good option.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if he's not known to be dead.
He's not real. I just made up a brother. I'm the only member of my family. Early child.
Well, that will make things a little difficult, but not impossible.
Do I need to kill my parents because they know I don't have any siblings? Oh, God.
I do not believe you will have to go that far.
Oh.
Do your parents work in the permit office?
Oh, no.
Yes, if your parents worked in the permit office, then you might have a certain issue. But if nobody in the permit office knows of your lack of siblings, then attributing this store to your brother would work just fine.
Paying off my family would be very difficult. Do you think that'll be an issue? I owe them lots of money, as it is.
Only if they're going to rat on you.
Right, perhaps a brother's not a good idea. That's what I need to say.
Just come up with a new name, bro.
Yes. I'll come up with a new name. Lorenzo Marigru. Lorenzo Asforceles. See, you're very good at this. You're professionals. I like that. Hello, I am Lorenzo Asforceles. I would like to create a food cart permit. We'll get a food cart permit. Okay.
I would like to note that Harris is writing down, exactly how he is pronouncing this name, and will afterwards come up with a stupid way of spelling it. Kind of like...
You're gonna hook on Phonics' name?
I mean... You know how we read Polish words sound versus how they're spelled.
Hmm.
He's gonna do that. He's gonna turn it Polish, basically.
I don't know your Polish reference, but I'm here for it. I don't know if I've ever read
Polish words, they look one way and they sound completely different.
The more you know.
Yes.
Yeah, like WTZ. What I would think is what's is Wódź. That's the only Polish I know.
Ooh, should that be my name? What? Do I pay you now? Do it now, here, in the open, in this room, and these people all around?
As you said, 250 now,
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm talking about that.
and then,
Mm-hmm.
and then, once this is all done and over with, another 250.
Mm-hmm. Did I give you the 250 here in this room, or do we need to go to the back alley or something like that?
Have you ever done this before?
No! Oh, gosh. No, I have not.
I'll conjure like a table like slightly above the table. Say, just hand it to me under here, bro.
Okay, here you go. I need to count it real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One moment. 8, 9, 10.
I'll just reach out and grab the
Oh,
purse and say,
okay.
how much change you need, bruv?
120.
I would like to try and insight check him to make sure he's not,
Yeah.
I
roll an
doubt
insight
he's trying to lie to us, but...
check. Roll an inside check.
Oh. You know that feature you were talking about that you didn't like?
A 10, right?
Yeah.
With a 10, it's about as he is what he is on the surface. So it's up to you how you read him.
I'm glad you're being truthful. People who aren't truthful tend not to last long here.
Yes. Do turtles eat people? I'm sorry. Is that rude? I don't know. Are you carnivorous?
I wouldn't eat you. I enjoy your enterprising spirit.
Oh. Well, thank you very much. My family didn't believe in me and for my endeavors, and I can't help, bad produce and
Failure
Oh,
isn't what defines you, but quitting does.
yeah. Oh, your jowls. They quiver. Just thank you for the pep talk. I tried to explain to my family that I've got grit and gumption to get this endeavor off, and I'll do what I need to. Do you eat other people though, or am I just not to your taste? Is that rude? I don't know if that's rude. I've never met a turtle before.
I never eaten a person. I've never eaten anybody.
Oh, good. Oh my god.
Are you accusing me?
Oh my god. Sorry. I don't want to do it. Justin. Excuse me. Sir, are you a crook?
Are you a crook?
I am not a criminal. I won't give you the easy one.
And the session's over.
Alright guys, it was a good one.
We led up to that one punchline and that's it.
Isn't that what the badges is all about?
Yeah. Okay. I won't have this guy overstay his welcome. He gives you 250 gold. If you give him back the correct 120, we'll see him off. I love that there's like just random dice happening. You punch him in the
I'm
knee.
testing the dice roller because for some reason the die that I was rolling was completely invisible except for the numbers.
Weird.
Yeah.
So he like slips off and he's like, "Thank you." And you see like a shady figure like leave the bar after him. After a brief, now you're left to your devices, and maybe you're debating and talking about how you want to go about this permit business for this Lorenzo Misfosfolis. When not immediately, but a respectable amount of time, a new figure comes over to your table. This is the patron figure. Do we want to design who he or she or they are? Or do you guys just want me to come up with somebody? This will be a person that has like a contact for the actual adventure. And potentially could lead to future ones.
I like the idea that this dude is part of one of the noble families of the city, but like with a lot of people in some not very good cities, he's gotten all of his money through shall we say less than honorable means.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a nobleman who's actually not very who's been here a decent amount of time, or a decent few times. Basically pays to keep people's mouths shut about it.
And this person would probably have enough subtlety to not just come into the beach Leviathan in noble's clothing, proclaiming who exactly what he is. I think he would, with the connections and his ideal around him, he would be a man of subtlety. But I think he would also be clever enough and perceptive enough to recognize someone of a noble birth underneath his visage. Facade. I said visage as visage. Underneath his facade. Is that... You guys like where it's coming from?
He is.
Were we thinking just a human dude? Want to make him something fun? Make him an elf, a dwarf, a dragonborn? What we want to do with them?
I'm thinking. I'm thinking half elf.
Half elf. Yes. All right.
A child of one of the races most seen as elegant and all that. Fitting for a noble. And also part human. Those with the versatility to enact anything they desire.
Imagining this person with that kind of charming smile and confidence in their bearing. You guys okay with that?
Yeah, worked me.
Yeah.
I was thinking elf or something like that.
I like the idea he's royal family, not royalty necessarily, Neverwinter, but
Very
wealthy.
regal looking.
Yeah, they would like an elvish house and a human with the offspring of the arranged marriage. Maybe the human side came from a Cormyrean noble house. So this figure, this half-elf gentleman, does not dress gentlemanly, but in common clothes with a little bit of dirt and scuff around it. But underneath it, one of the most big dead giveaways is his perfect white teeth. And he comes over and he's like, actually, sorry, I almost forgot my most important thing. I would suggest not to think too hard about this, but your group needs a name. The glorious chipmunks.
The
Slinky skunks.
Unseen
elegant
hand.
eels. The unseen hand.
SHS. Not only is it an initialism for Saphir, Harris, and Shelf, but it's also an initialism for the sneaky heist squad.
Squad.
SHS? Sneaky High Squad?
Shish.
Unseen hand? Yeah. Shish.
Yeah, we every time anybody tries to say anything about us, we just shh. Oh, the noise suppression cut out me.
Yeah. Do you guys
Exactly.
like that? The
We're so
SHS?
silent that even our own noise suppression doesn't let us speak.
Unseen hand. We got shish. Justin, Jeff, any
Yeah, I like-
opinions?
I like shh. Shish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shish.
Shush.
Hey, hi. Hi. Do you all have a moment? Can I buy you all a drink? My name's Mads. And I think you and I all should have a bit of a conversation. Drinks?
If you're purchasing.
Oh, of course. You
I'll have a
And-
fire whiskey.
Fire whiskey?
And if you don't mind, I'm going to promptly forget your name. Call you Vi.
Don't worry. Mads is not my real name. I think we all understand
Good.
the game. Mm-hmm.
I will still call you Vi anyway. Short for Viscount.
Viscount. Okay. All right. We're getting deep already. I like this. Fire whiskey,
Dwarven
Slammed.
mushroom wine.
dwarven mushroom wine. Mm-hmm.
Something with salt.
Salts. All right. Do you? What is? Is it a margarita that has salt on the rim?
I'm
Or is
not
that
an
sugar
alcoholic.
on
I
the
don't know.
rim? I don't know either. I don't do a lot of cocktails. Is it? Does anybody know? Is it margaritas with
Yes.
salt on the rim?
Yeah.
All right, one margarita coming up. All right, he comes back and he speaking of names, I think I've heard of some of you by reputation. Now, you don't need to make any sort of recognition or anything of that sort. But I've heard some very interesting stories on the streets and for those who I've talked to about a particular painting. It's a famous painting called the Lona Misa. And those people who did that job did just amazing work with it. But we don't know any about those folks, so that's not what I'm here to talk about. Not them, exactly. Though I've heard they have names. I do my research. I think the name... These people that I wanted to talk to. Tax collector? Someone that's Shelf. And the other one, a little bit more loose and a little bit more quicksilver in their hands.
You do know a lot, don't you?
I do. And I understand you all know how to do good work. Are you all looking for work? I have a job.
Business seems to be booming, boys.
Yeah, I saw you speaking to that little halfling fellow. Very much out of his here.
Idiot paid us up front.
Honestly, I don't think that's a bad way to do business. And the kind of jobs that I have on the line. Numerous wealthy jobs. There'll be partial payment up front. As only respectable people know how to do business that way. Would you be interested I'll give you one little teaser. Though you're not breaking into... Though a vault is the reward, a dwarvish vault, filled to the brim with an untouchable treasure. But that's the reward. That's not the job. We need a key to the vault. Now, all I can say is that the reward would be generous. Do I have your curiosity? I was wondering if perhaps you would all want to speak business in a more private area.
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
I got a 13.
Okay. He rolled a nat 1. It's telling the truth. He seems to be pretty on the up and up about a potential job and work and curiosity about those who recently did a successful Lona Misa heist. And he also doesn't want to talk
Missa,
business. Go ahead.
You keep buying those fire whiskeys, and I think, we could probably talk turkey.
How are you supposed to drink this thing?
Oh,
Just imagining he has a margarita glass in front of him.
If it's your first time with a margarita, you sip it, but make sure you get a little bit of salt in with it and along the rim. You wanted salt, right?
Just imagine he tries to shove it into his beak,
Yeah.
but it's just not working.
Maybe
Careful, Shelfie. It'll dry you right up.
He's been at it the whole time you guys have been talking, hasn't heard a word.
You get this man a straw. I guess you might need lips, though, for using a straw.
Also,
You want a repeat of last time.
ooh, that's
The amount of blood. I swear my socks have never been clean since.
So not only subtlety, but muscle too. Alright, I'll be back with a stroll, and I know the owner. I have a private room that we might be able to discuss things privately. I'll be right back.
So let me tell you what I'm trying to do and let me know how this works, mechanically, because I'm figuring this all out. So I've got a familiar that's kind of hiding under my cloak,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Pact of the Chain. It's an imp who is invisible.
Yes.
How does that work? Because I know you said invisibility is more like Predator style mechanically, but for this for a familiar,
It's the
would it have
same
to
mechanically,
make a check?
right? In
Yeah.
an environment like this, there would be a stealth check at advantage because he's invisible.
okay,
And needless to say, with inebriation and such like that, the DC is very low for any passive perception in a space like this. Yeah, but
Alright.
it'll play out exactly like normal invisibility. I know you've done spellcasters a lot, but a reminder, the only time invisibility really breaks is, and for an imp, I think it's endless until he either attacks or casts a spell. I don't know if imps can cast spells, but otherwise...
it's got concentration. It says so, just like a spell. So it'd be like a
Oh, he
concentration check.
concentrates on the invisibility. So if he takes damage, it'd be a con save.
Yeah.
So otherwise, though, he'll be able to hold on to it as long as he wants, I think.
Well, I will try to follow him, see where he's going, what he's doing. Is he talking to somebody else?
Okay. Just to be fair, well, yeah, you guys are over in the corner, so you do follow him. He doesn't go very far though. He just goes around the corner, back up to the bar, and you see him lean in. Roll a perception check as the imp. Are you using your ability to look through his eyes, the imp?
Yeah. So perception is where perception.
If he doesn't have a
concentration,
perception
stealth,
score, it'll just be a wisdom check.
Is check +1. Roll 20. Ooh, natural 20.
Natural 20. All right, he gets in nice and close, or the imp, she, whatever the imp is, and you hear through the imp's ears, pretty straightforward conversation, but subtlety. Hey Barrett, I'm gonna need that room. A bit of business I need to talk to some of the. Yes. Oh, also, I need a straw. Thank you. And he gets a straw, and you see him. He gets a little simple iron key, and he turns around and comes back. All right, I've got a room secured. Will you all like to join me for a bit of a conversation?
I'm game. Assume he came back with fire whiskey.
Oh yeah, and the drinks, correct. Fire whiskey and dwarven mushroom.
That sounds disgusting.
And a straw.
And a straw for your margarita. Though if you want the salt, it might. Oh yeah, you just enjoy that. All right, to speed things
I
up.
wonder.
Oh,
I'm
go
looking at his token. Like maybe he could stick the straw in his little nostril instead.
ahead.
Remember what happened last time?
One way to clean out your nasal passages. All right. Speed things up. He gets you all into a private room here in the beached Leviathan. It's a kind of dingy room, but most importantly, there's no cracks or anything like that. So for as dingy as a place that, or as kind of run down of that the beach Leviathan is, this room seems to be purposely made for privacy to an extent. Maybe not magically protected, but no, there's nothing hanging on the walls or covering peepholes or anything like that. Seems to be thick wood, to help protect with sound. All right, now we have a bit more privacy. I'm going to speak a little bit more openly. I represent a certain group. A group named the Golden Vault. We have a particular special interest in the affairs of the Sword Coast, usually at the higher echelons. If there would ever be said to be a good group of organization seeking to steal and rob, perhaps you'd be able to give us that label. We are not shy to the idea of money by any means, but the kind of job that usually pique our interest are the kinds dealing with the bad stuff. We live in a world where Lord's Manor may have evil in its basement, and we need someone to go in there, infiltrate, scout it out for information, perhaps even stop the evil. Especially if it's of the higher echelons and everyone turns a blind eye to the nefarious business. I'll be plain and blunt. We're recruiting. And I've heard good things about your business with Alona Misa. The job I have in particular, as I said, deals with the Dwarven Vault, but that is the reward. I am representing a Jorvis clan, the Axebreakers. They have tracked down their stolen treasure. The clans, a Dwarvish clan, mind you, it's a lot. But they can't get through the door, and they need a special key. Problem is that key is locked away with a person. Have you heard of Revel's End? The prison?
Might I roll a history check?
Sure.
Or intelligence, either one.
Being a criminal, you have advantage on this check, because it is a prison.
Cool. Actually, I don't even have a proficiency in history, so I'm just gonna do intelligence. Nat 20! For 22.
Nat 20. You've heard of Revel's End. If you want, you have a friend in Revel's End from your past. Somebody who got, it's your choice. Somebody, maybe it's from an old gang, an old member. maybe your family member, you come from a life and family of criminals, has spent time in Revel's End. I brought up the world map. You are all in Neverwinter. This is from the Badger stuff, so your markings all over it from your Badger's travels. But you're in Neverwinter. You know that Revel's End is northward. I believe it's somewhere kind of right here between Icewind Dale and Luskan. I want to make sure it's not marked on the map. I'm pretty sure it's on the coast, so I'm pretty sure it should be about here. A fortress for some of the worst criminals and wanted of the Sword Coast. They come from all the major metropolises of the Lord's Alliance, Neverwinter, Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep, all these major metropolises that are loosely, these city-states that are loosely associated with each other. They usually send their hardened worst criminals to Revel's End.
Okay, so I looked it up. It's overlooking the Sea of Frozen Ice in the Frozen Far region of the north.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you wrap around at Icewind Dale proper. I'm pretty sure it's between Luskan and Fireshear somewhere. Either way, it's in that region.
Yeah.
So, have you heard of Revel's End?
I've more than heard of it. I've actually got a cousin who, I'd say, poor life choices, poor choice in romantic partners.
Ooh, that sounds like a fun story. And is your cousin still in Revel's End by any chance?
I wasn't aware that people left Revel's End outside of a casket.
Well, on occasion, there is a review, and there is a council review. And if they've deemed somebody repentant, no longer a danger to society, they can be released. It's rare, admittedly. So is he, as far as you know, still there? Or have you gotten word that he's dead or released?
I'm not certain. The last couple of letters he sent were... let's say that he's now a disappointment to the family, even if he is alive.
Having a contact in Revel's End might be useful. Because we need to get somebody into Revel's End to talk to Prisoner 13. She's a dwarf, female, tattoos all over her arms. But according to the Axe Breakers, she knows the location of the key to their vault. We're looking for a crew to get into Revel's End. I've spent a good amount of my time reviewing, scouting, and understanding the ins and outs of Revel's End. And I have a route in, but you are the professional, so it's up to you how you want to approach it, if you want to take on this task. Let's talk about payments. The Axe Breakers are promising 2% of the vaults with their treasure in it. Now, there's an item in particular that the Golden Vault wants, a particularly dangerous item that we want to secure and get out of the sways and the whims of dwarvish clans, but that's not going to come out of your cut. So, 2%.
What was that you said about the treasure being untouchable?
There's an impenetrable door. It needs a magical key.
Ah, I see.
And the key is...
Nothing about the
Revel's End.
treasure itself is untouchable, though, because, you know.
Well, there's a particular item that the Golden Vault wants to secure and confiscate, maybe is the right word for it, but we want it as payment. It's pretty dangerous.
You're not going to blow up on us, is it?
No. And nothing you all need to worry about. In the ideal world, you all get the key, and we open the vaults. The Axe Breakers get their clan treasure back. You get 3%. What did I say, 3%? 2%. 3%. 3%
Let's
of.
roll with 3%.
What was that?
Let's roll with 3%.
3% of the treasure, and the Golden Vault gets their hands on this dangerous magic item, and we all live happily ever after. Now, if you can't find the key, the good news is this item stays behind the doors, but again, we don't shy away from making money when it's appropriate. And axe breakers regaining their power and prestige would be good for all of the Sword Coast. And if you do well on this, and while 3% might seem like a low number, let me re-emphasize for the umpteenth time, this is the collected treasure of a whole Dwarvish clan who specialized in crafting and delving too deeply. If you do
I
well,
have 2 questions, Vi.
yes.
The first is there any information you know about about this dwarf in the prison? Anything that might help us convince her?
Well, she's been there for a very long time. Hold music, please. And between you and me, they didn't tell me this, but it's something I was able to piece together myself. She's a former member of the clan Axebreaker. She's the one that stole the whole fortune and locked it in this vault. Now, she has a name, Corda Glintstone. But you should ignore that name and throw it away. If you go into Revelzen speaking to prisoners by their names, then it'll be a dead giveaway you don't belong. She, there, is prisoner 13. Now, she betrayed the clan, so how easily it would be to get the key from her, I do not know. Perhaps it'll be as easily as breaking her free, or simple, I should say. It's not going to be easy. Getting her freedom. If you need to rough her up. That would be interesting to see how you all go about it. But unfortunately, I don't have any pressure points for you all to lean on this scenario.
So she's got the key on her in this prison, or she knows where it is?
We do not know. She's the one who locked away, and there is a keyhole, as best I understand it, of some sort on this vault door. And she's the one who designed it and put it into place, so she must know where the key is or has the key herself. You need to find that information. Have I piqued your interest?
You want us to break in to ask some questions?
Yes. She may be uncooperative, so we need specialists. Plus, she's in Revelzend. We very much need specialists.
And once this job is complete, as my second question, how many wheelbarrows will you have prepared for us to take our share of the loot?
The Golden Vaults make sure that their members are well taken care of, and we take care of the logistics very efficiently. You tell us where, and anything promised will be delivered without hesitation, promptly as we can.
An even better deal than I expected.
depending on how
I
things
do
go.
enjoy not
Hmm?
having a destroyed back from carrying such heavy loads.
Well, there might be other jobs in the future. If we enjoy working together. Well, you might have to do some heavy lifting upon your backs. But that's the convenience of this particular gig. You get into Revel's End, you talk to a person, find the key, bring her out if you can't find the key. That's it. And then the reward comes to you. Now, that is a lot of faith to be taken upon that. So, you all have piqued my interest. Again, the right circles are speaking of Nona Misa with glowing remarks. I'm happy to pay, say, 1,000 gold up front to you all. Well, that would come out of your percentage, of course, but I want there to be goodwill and know that I can put my money where my mouth is.
$1,000 for the 3% of a dwarven clan's treasure. You are just giving us a drop in the bucket that we won't even mind at the end.
Drop in the bucket. Still, 1,000 gold, I believe, is still a fair bit amount of money. You could, the three of you could take that and live many years. Quiet lives, but little homes for many years on that kind of money.
You're a pretty brave man to walk into an establishment like this with that kind of clink on you.
Oh, I don't have that money with Melmian right now.
Ah,
Per usual, would make arrangements.
Guy here seems like the kind of man who, well, let's just say that in order to get to the money, words must be exchanged amongst, perhaps dozens of souls. Not even you truly know where your own money lies, I imagine.
You could say that. Now, if you want to agree to this, I do have more details on the job, but we'd have to shake on it first. Honor among thieves and all that. So I don't want to share any more details on our approach of this and arrangements we've made without some sort of confidence that you're willing to work for us on this job. And then we can see how we want to, if we want to pursue it in the future. Are you interested? Do you want to take on the job?
I mean, sounds better than the rotten fish peddler that was in here a minute ago.
Speaking of, you should have taken him for his money. He would not have felt the difference between 120 and 20 gold. And we would
What do you
have
think I
gotten
did?
it.
What do you think I did?
Your hands are too fast for even me. That's
You know me better than that.
evidently I wish I did. But I wonder, Thorvald. How angry is he going to be once that halfling's wallet is emptied into his hand for but a few coppers? But yes, I am very interested in this arrangement.
When do we start?
Well, first, let us seal the deal. Let us shake. and made us toast to a job, to glory, to gold, to be better forces for all of the Sword Coast. Shall we cheers to that?
Cheers to glory and gold. And a nice, comfortable retirement.
Indeed. And if everyone clinks, and then he does a little shake of the hand, all very formal. Very well. So, I've made arrangements. That's my job. If you work with me in the future, I'd like to get ahead of the game for you all and do the research, do the scouting, and see if it's a good fit for us, for you. Some of my other agents are making arrangements to get you all into Revel's End, unless, again, I'm going to put a path forward for you to the best of my arrangements, but I'm not saying that's the right choice for you all. You, again, all the professionals on the infiltration, that'll be for you to decide. There are many guards in Revel's End, but it's a very dreary, hard place, so they do rotate pretty regularly. And yeah, one moment. He pulls out a map. The map I just showed you guys. He'll point out Luskan, and then like up where Revel's End is. Every 2 weeks, there's a rotation of guards and cooks from Luskan to Revel's End. 24 guards, and then 5 cooks are replaced and rotated out. I have a contact in Luskan who can arrange for you all to be on that ship in either the disguise of a guard or as a cook. Now, guards need to wear splint mails. That's very heavy and very overbearing. Cooks, you know, they have very simple garments. Perhaps some light armor might be able to be worn underneath it. But that could be your way in to Revel's End. And now, this is what I'm most excited to show you all. I'm going to show you just how useful I can be. And he reaches into a pocket and he pulls out this gem. This beautiful blue gem. Very large. And he sets it on the ground. Or sets it on a table in the room in front of you all. Oh, it's music. And he like waves his hand over it, and from the gem you see like a little minor illusion pop up, and this will pop up in roll 20, but you see a map. Where are we at? Here we are. This is a thorough map of Revel's End. You see there the yellow lines. Those are guard patrols, different rooms. But more importantly, there is one big obstacle in Revel's End that makes normal infiltration difficult even for my more dexterous, nimble fingers types. Every door and hatch in Revel's End has an arcane lock spell upon it. So it makes it difficult for normal thieves' tools and picking of the locks. But this map, and then he kind of like presses down onto it, and it breaks apart. In this case, there's like 5 little pieces. The gem breaks apart 5 different pieces. If you would, I would like you all to grasp one of the gem pieces. And as you all kind of grab the gem and hold on to it, you feel it kind of start to glow warmly in your hand, and then kind of melts and vanishes. It doesn't, and like just leaves a warm, tingling sensation behind. Now imagine the map that you just saw in your minds. And in doing so, and pretty much like almost like a overlay vision, you realize you can now bring up that map whenever you want. And you can also see that on the maps, you see all the doors marked. I'll make sure I get the mechanics of this correctly. But once you're close, you can use the map in your mind. And if you think on the image of the door in question, it will suppress the arcane lock. And it will do so for 1 minute. But you can only have one lock suppressed at a time. Now tell me that's not convenient and not impressive.
That's a neat trick.
And
So
it allows
display.
you to have plausible deniability.
I like to not have a paper trail. Or gem trail in this case. So, some just general details of Revel's End and its operations. It does take visitors. Visitors can visit and request meeting with prisoners, but those meetings are almost always supervised by the warden, at the very least, and the warden's a very hard character, as I understand it. And they do have rotations. The prisoners do some mundane tasks like cleaning the latrines, that kind of work. And in the courtyard, on occasion, they are allowed outside activities for exercise and some fresh air, as fresh as can be when it's bitter cold outside. Also, take warm clothing.
It's frozen. It's not really fresh.
I'm just scanning over some details, make sure there's nothing else more important to tell you. And prisoners, on other occasion, to be removed from their cells, need to be injured, or if they fall ill, they may be taken to the hospital, which is also marked. Nature's assuming it is. Now I even have to click on it to make sure. It's funny, it says... Oh yeah, there's a hospital listed. Yep. Now, you get in, you get out. My contact in Luskan will arrange your departure. Most likely by sea, but that'll be up for her to confirm the details on that. Well, SHS? Shis? Do you want to break into the Revel's End and make a good bit of gold?
I believe the plan is sealed.
Wonderful. All right. So, my contact in Luskan is a dwarvish lady by the name of Bethra. You're to meet her at the Loose Goose Tavern in Luskan, and from there she will confirm the arrangements for you all to get to Revel's End by ship. I will pay for your passage from Neverwinter if you want to go by sea to Luskan. And Golden Vault can easily arrange that. Any questions? And yes, before you leave, we'll arrange the 1,000 gold. All right. If there's no more questions, shall we time skip?
But what's the time skip? What do you mean by time skip?
Yeah. Okay, so we don't continue RPing for much longer than I expected us to, which I loved. I'm not complaining. Hope you guys enjoyed that RP. If you want, we can just kind of speed up the process, and I don't want to RP out completely Bethra unless you want. Do you guys want to RP that out so you can keep getting a feel for your characters?
I'm good for the time skip.
Cool. Well, the Bethra part, right, is for you all to decide. You get to Luskan, you make it to the Loose Goose, you meet Bethra, and she's giving you the option, right, to get on the ship and take on the disguise as either a guard or a cook, and then from there gain entry to Revel's End. Is that how you want to go about it, essentially? And is there anything you want to do, right? Because walking in with all your weapons, a cook with a battle axe on their back, for instance, or even a guard might raise some eyebrows, right? So this is now time for y'all to start thinking ahead and how you want to go about, getting gear in. Do you want to do this, et cetera, do it this way, or do you just want to walk in as visitors and talk to them? So this is time for you all to discuss how you want to do it, either in character or above table planning.
Yeah, above table, we might want to send somebody in first to talk to the prisoner just to feel him out. Any details we might gather along the way, or like maybe we could sneak in some gear on that trip, stash it somewhere so we can pick it out while we're on the inside.
You know, Sophia, you are quite the charismatic one.
Aye.
If we were to send somebody in to speak to 13, I think it would make the most sense to send you in, but I'm not very into that idea. Mostly because if you are spotted and found out, then this would turn from a get in, get some information, get out into a prison break.
Hmm.
You know, I think we should sneak in as guards and myself as a cook. I think that might work best.
I can fit a lot inside my shell.
Yes, but you'd have to make room, beside your straw collection in there.
I have plenty of room. A turtle has more than one prison wallet.
I could pretend to cook for a minute.
I am not a cook, but I can be a guard.
I've never had to cook very much. I've always lived off my coin, but how difficult could it be?
And I don't think they really care. We're gonna cook it for prisoners. And they gotta be good.
All right. So, sorry. Sounds like you guys just gonna go with the disguise stuff.
Yeah, is actually trying to hide things inside my shell a possibility?
I'm here for it. I'm totally okay with that. Obviously within just realistic narrative limits. You're not putting a canoe
Not the
in
great
shell.
axe.
Yeah, not the great axe, but daggers, thieves' tools, climbing rope, gear, like certain amount. I'm here for it. Yeah, so the one thing to kind of keep in mind, cooks, as kind of mentioned by Viscount, he can, or you can kind of hide like leather armor, light armor underneath the cook clothing, probably without any issues. Or actually, Bether will be explaining this. The guards, I believe, wear splint mail, so that'll be something to consider if you want to take on the guise of a guard. So. If you're thinking of ways to get in, Bether would mention that along with the rotations of the guards and cooks, obviously goods are coming in and out of Revel's End on the same ship.
So we try to smuggle some cargo with some gear in it. I can't do the splint, so if I'm gonna try to sneak in, it'll be either as a guard or trying to talk to the prisoner.
No matter what, they're probably going to have fairly decent security. But coming in as a guest, you'll be the most vulnerable.
I can handle myself.
You do know, just again, I'm just reinforcing details that your characters know just to make sure you caught everything because I was a big info dump. Visitors can talk to prisoners, but they're always arranged with the warden present. So kind of keep that in mind for your own consideration.
Mm-hmm.
But
I say let's do the cook thing.
And I have just the idea to take advantage of that. You've heard of love potions, correct? Or rather, filters of love.
I've heard of such a thing.
Fairly cheap, often used by... I would say lovebirds, but one lovebird towards one who doesn't quite reciprocate. It always ends poorly in those situations, but it's always a nice thing to have in our back pocket. A little slip of the filter into her food from someone posing as a chef. You show up next as someone to speak with her, and with any luck, she will tell you a fair amount. Granted, with the warden there, there's not much that can be said, but ideas.
You good thought? If we knew a little bit about her, maybe I could make myself look like somebody she's interested in.
She's a dwarf who forsook her own clan to steal from them. So
Just above tail. I'm just waiting for you guys to tell me you're ready to execute on any plans and stuff. Any input, Justin?
Cooks? Is that what we're doing? Cooks? We're going as cooks.
Seems the
Yeah.
funniest, so we might as well do it.
yeah, I think going in as cooks / guards is probably for the best because
Did you want to buy a potion or a filter of love?
I'm currently looking through the sane magical prices thing, just seeing what we can get that's on one hand not strictly combat related,
Mm-hmm.
but still very good to have.
Potion like that is smart.
Yeah, so it's 90 gold. I'm gonna do this. So we have how much gold? We have
1,000.
1250.
Oh yeah,
'cause
1250 because of the
250.
dude. Yep.
So
Then we're gonna get 1,000.
Well, that's
or
what
we
he's saying.
got 1,000.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
1,000 by
that's
this point. Yep.
So we have 1160 as what's left after the filter of love.
Ooh, I'll do one thing for you guys too as you're kind of planning. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you over to the battle map. Also, I need to get whose token's not let over there yet. Because what I'm gonna do, obviously you have that pop out map, but once I get everyone loaded in, who's not in here yet, our turtle shelf's not in yet. I'm gonna, run through the map with your tokens to kind of gray it out, so you can just like see the map. I feel like it's easier. You have a map of everything, so might as well just show it in the battle map proper. Above table, this someone designed the map, so it's a pretty map, but then I went through and did all the dynamic lighting, and I even put like Roll20 lighting effects in. So this will be a little more resource heavy. The usual disclaimer: if computers and browsers are struggling with it, holler, because I have a not so tech fancy backup one ready to go, because that happened last time. Somebody's laptop couldn't handle this map, so I had a backup one ready. So try to add some little bells and whistles to it. Vision. Let's do this. I think I have all the tokens hidden, so I'll take Sifar. Zoom out so I can see what you see on a different map.
Ooh.
So you guys can talk.
So
I'm going to start revealing the map, essentially.
yeah, a potion of mind reading.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, you gain the
Basically,
effect of
Detect thoughts in a
detect
bottle.
thoughts. Duration of only a minute, but if we can do that as we go to speak to her, then hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd say buy one of those.
Alright. And for now, I'm throwing the potions into my backpack just as a matter of that way I know that we've got it. But We can discuss who gets what when. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume then you guys are just like looking at Sanes and thinking over options of purchases.
Yeah.
Revelio. 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 Revelio.
I'm wondering. We have 980 gold left in the budget. I wonder if Dust of Disappearance would be worth it. Because the ability for us all to go invisible could be very useful as a last resort. Oh shit, we're spotted. We need to hide now. Justin, if you're speaking, you're muted. But
Justin, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
are you okay, Justin?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now we
And
can.
now, yeah.
Okay, good.
But yeah, anybody's opinion on Dust of Disappearance? Is it 300 gold that burns through about a third of what we have left in the budget?
We already got the mind reading filter of love.
Yep. One potion of mind reading and one filter of love.
How did it show?
I will take silence as an indication of yes, we should get it.
Sure.
All right. Who's a cook? As everyone cooks? Is anyone a guard?
Think we're all cooks.
Too many cooks. Too many cooks. Justin, are you a cook?
I will not say the line again.
Riley, you a cook? Tax collector, I mean, you a cook?
I collect payment for my food services, yes.
Okay. What are you guys doing with your goods, your gears, your potions, your potions, your lotions, your ropes, your grapple hooks, your pitons, pittons, whatever you're bringing? What are you guys doing with that?
Actually, 680 gold. It might be worth investing in armor with that.
I wouldn't overthink. I'll be honest with you. If you guys want, you can pick up armors and stuff if you guys want. I wouldn't overthink it. And I'm just also trying to encourage you guys to pick up the pace for your own benefit. Being after 9 o'clock, I wouldn't spend too much more time shopping, I think. But obviously, you guys do what you want. I just want to make sure you guys aren't getting it's slowing down too much for you.
Well, we cram what we can in the turtle shell, and I'm gonna have like a bundle of like cabbages and fruits.
Yeah, there'll be quote unquote. Bertha would tell you that, those goods will be on the ship, ready to go. And obviously the cook's roles will be to load the food and stuff into Revel's Inn and get it to the kitchen.
So I'm gonna try to smuggle my potions in there.
All right, so let's start with this then. What are we putting in the shell? Because essentially there'll be checks here in case it comes up of somebody poking around. So what's going in the shell?
You have to put it in the shell. I will not be able to take it out. My hands do not fit.
So potions in the shell. What we got? I wasn't listening to everything you guys bought, so you have to tell me.
I mean, so far we have a filter of love, dust of disappearance, and a potion of mind reading.
Okay, filter of love, dust of disappearance, and potion of mind reading. And do you
Yes.
want to put all those in the shell?
I
think-
mean, we're not really gonna need any of those on the way there.
yeah, it's like you guys are trying to smuggle stuff right now. So I'm thinking of you guys okay with those 3 items in the shell?
Yeah, and we also had the potions of greater healing that you said for us each to take. So
Oh yes.
I'm gonna try to smuggle those in with like the ingredients and just like
Okay. Do you just want to
make
put
them look like
everyone's 9 potions into one thing? Like maybe they're hiding in bottles of wine or something.
I think that makes sense.
Okay. Because essentially what this is going to break down to, right, is someone roll a sleight of hand for the potions going into the shell, and then a sleight of hand for the potions of healing, right? And those will be set to DC for any investigations, right? So then on top of that will be, are you taking rope? Are you taking other kind of tools like that need to be hidden in crates or something like that?
Yeah, I would think we would have like all that sort of like infiltration gear, even though I don't have it in my list. I didn't like plan for that, but
Yeah,
would
if you,
think we
for
would have, like,
simplicity
gathered.
right now, how about we say
Yeah.
infiltration gear, and that'll be a separate check, and then you guys can have
Mhm.
kind of carte blanche of like, can we have a grappling hook in that, assuming it gets through the smuggling process? Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does that sound good, everyone? 3 different checks for 3 different kind of sets of stuff. 1 in the shell, 1 potions of healing with like the wine, and then infiltration gear. Essentially just like hiding along with other equipment. Like, oh, there's a bunch of rope in this one, but the grappling hook's down there with the pythons and caltrops or whatever the else we want underneath it kind of vibe. Help checks can happen with this. Guidance can. I know we don't have a lot of spellcasters, so sleight of hand for those 3 things. Who wants to do that?
Why don't we each do one?
So we know the shell thing can't be done by shelf. So
Right.
who wants to do the sleight of hand on that one? And I would assume you just have advantage because of a help action.
I'll do it.
Yeah, and I'll help, of course.
Okay, sleight of hand at advantage.
Plus 3.
Oh dear.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So that is a DC 9 in shelf. Okay. We're now on to the potions.
Suck it in, buddy.
Potions of healing. I'll say this. Let's do this. Everyone's guaranteed 1 potion of healing on their person. Like they're not going to begrudge people to have potions of healing. It would just raise eyebrows if they were bringing a bunch of them in separately. So this will be for 6 potions of healing, while you each have a guaranteed 1 on your person. So who would like to roll the sleight
Roger
of hand
that.
for 6 potions of greater healing?
I'm gonna help with this one.
Okay.
Actually, will each of us have to do
No,
one, or
one person could do all of them. Like whoever's got the highest sleight of
Oh.
hand, I think, is what you guys.
in
should
that
do.
case, I have a +4 modifier to sleight of hand if anyone wants to help me.
I'll help you.
All right. So that's an 11.
All right. Okay. All right, and now,
now
for
for
the
the
infiltration gear. Yep. Sleight of hand and advantage.
22.
A little better. Okay. So we will have you all, if you're okay with us pushing forward, you all loading up on this little ship. Bertha tells you to important detail. When you're done at night, they as they, you can kind of see in the picture of Revel's End, the cliffside, they will be expecting somebody either on the cliff or down on the elevator at the lower dock to do a light signal, and they'll give you like a lantern for that if they do have any way to provide light. You know, like a little thieves light, blink, 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 Morse code. We're ready, and then they'll come and pick you up when you're ready. But they'll be on the lookout every night that you're in there. But she can load you up on the ship, and you are in there with a whole bunch of other guards. And in this case, there's 6 cooks. So there's 3 of you as imposters and 3 normal cooks, right? But everyone, you can tell, no one really knows each other. It's like no one necessarily wants this job, whether they got the short end of the stick or they're just desperate for some cash. And they all set off. And we will pick up after a 10-minute break with you guys arriving to Revel's End. All right.
Be back soon.
28 after the hour. BRB.
Oh, yeah.
Mm, mm. You back yet, Riley?
He's abandoned us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still angry that it took 3 years. I was asking Jeff, is Nixon too loud?
I was telling him he can lean in a little harder on it, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of natural. Gotta be, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Da-da-da-da.
Did you get the OLED one? Nice. Very tempted. I feel like that's just
Yeah.
PC gaming.
Wonder if this map destroyed his computer. It's actually doing pretty good now. Like the first time you loaded it up, my computer did not like it. I can hear all the fans just turn on.
Apologies for my lateness. It took me a while to win that fight. Well, I feel a fair bit lighter now.
You smuggled some health potions.
Yeah, I had to recover them. They're not supposed to be red, right? Yeah, I am ready.
You want me to? Do I have to import the character over? Yeah, I know it's exclamation input and then copy paste. Oh, and that'll add it. Oh, yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, I just went through.
Let me unmute me. All right. Audio should be good. So, you all have pulled up to the dock, like in the picture. You can see like there's a dock low near the water, and then there's like a elevator lift, very, very wall-esque from Game of Thrones, up to the top. Excuse me. But it's at the dock that, you know, you're met by guards from Revel's End. You know, there's a bunch of activity though, because there's a good chunk of another 20 guards and 20 plus guards and cooks loading onto the ship while you're all loading off. And you do see a very businesslike but very tired, you know, dock master who's checking over everything, sizing up all the new people. All right, you have checked off this list. Yes, you. Continue. All the guards are let off. You're helping with, cooks are being instructed to help load off the lettuces and the meat, etc. All the while, there's like a little jingle jangle in the back of shelves. You hear clinking of bottles, and you're occasionally, for those who know what they're listening to. All right, this way. All right, we got some wine here. This is for you guys to speak up, by the way, if there's anything you want to do, as they are checking for contraband and the other such.
Are there any guards looking at our area?
For the most part, it depends what you mean by your area, right? So we've identified like 3 stowage spots for your things, and there is a guy like checking, opening the lid of this, opening the lid of that chest, seeing what's in it, poking around, and waving it through. So I don't know if that answers your question or not.
Basically, I have minor illusion, and I am wondering if it would be possible for me to sneak a cast in to disguise the contents of a box without me being spotted doing magic.
There's a lot of people. It's kind of like the bar action, but this one is different though, because there's guards and there are people looking over things, right? So it would be a sleight of hand check. It's not a huge DC. It's a DC 10, but it's still a sleight of hand check.
Yeah. And of course, if I fail, then that's not great, but...
Let me explain one mechanic too. You guys see suspicion level 1 to the top. That's the lowest level. A lot of things will have a fixed DC of 10. Charisma deception checks, skill checks, sleight of hand checks, DC 10. The more uproar, or the more times you're noticed doing things and having to explain yourselves, it goes up another level. And I believe it goes up 2 for each suspicious level. Yep. So if, let's say you got caught doing the sleight of hand, but you talked your way out of it, but there's still a little like, yeah, okay, there's still something going on. If you don't do a good enough job talking yourselves out, suspicion level is now 2, and now all the DCs are 12, right? And so it can just gets more and more higher. So.
Yeah.
The other option is I've got silent image that I can cast at will and concentrate for 10 minutes. Like maybe I could create like a, I don't know, a layer of stuff above the wine bottles that are holding the potions, like a layer of other bottles.
It's kind of the same thing that what he's dealing with. It's like there would be a sleight of hand check for you to kind of get the cast off without being noticed.
Like even if I did it in the boat ride over, like right before we land, kind of thing.
Yeah, because keep in mind you were on a crowded ship. Like it's not a huge ship with 20 plus guards and other cooks, right? So you're trying to.
Got you.
Yeah, right. There's people everywhere in this scenario.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth it. to raise that
Yeah.
suspicion level.
I'd
Just
say
they
if
find
you
it, they find it.
if you got it high enough, right, and you got a sleight of hand off, that DC goes up substantially, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because right now, the scenario I was starting to lean into was they're about to start looking through the bottles that you have 6 potions of healing in. The DC's 11 on that.
Yeah, there's a decent chance that they're going to find that. Which, basically, do we risk them making a DC 11, or do we risk failing a DC 10? What's your sleight of hand?
It's 3.
Remember, failure is not the end of it, right?
Yeah. I have +4. I think, yeah, I think I'd be wanting to try that for
Oh,
at
before I
least one of the
forget,
crates.
all of you go ahead and take a free inspiration, right? So it's a one shot and whatnot. So everyone gets inspiration right off the back.
Woohoo! Alright. I'ma try it. 14.
All right. So you're doing a minor image in the bottles,
Minor illusion.
minor illusion.
Yeah, basically I'm trying to have it be masking the wine bottles that we've filled with the healing potions, just making it look like wine instead of
All right,
health
you
potion.
get that off, and like you and Saphir, you're looking at each other. You guys pop it open real quick while no one's looking, and Saphir, you're kind of guarding, blocking, and then you get the minor illusion off, and you close the lid back up. And he's like, "All right, ring the next box over. What have we got here? Go ahead and open it. All right, I'm gonna take a look in here. All right." Very good. More wine. The warden will love that. So will the guards. Continue on. Thank you. Next up was infiltration gear and a box of ropes and other stuff. DC 22.
Hey, you don't know that's in there.
But you you all rolled 22 on that. As you can see, he has no modifier on his check, so that goes through just fine. But the turtle who is pushing it behind, I want to roll a perception check. And he rolls a 10. Excuse me, sir. What is that clanking sound coming from your person? Yes, you're moving, and I can hear little clinks coming out of your person. Do you have any contraband on yourself, sir? Please know that only alcohol brought in through the normal means of the cask are allowed, and then they are given out by the discretion of the warden and whatever the name is for the people who are in charge of supplies. They can't remember the name of it at the moment.
Quartermasters.
Quartermaster, thank you. You get a promotion. Yes, you're the quartermaster now. Thank you.
Ah. In such case, then might I investigate whatever this portal is carrying?
Aren't you a cook? Please don't take my sarcasm of quartermaster as an actual promotion. You're a cook. Work your way up, and maybe after 3 years of due diligence, you will finally get the promotion you're looking for. Sorry, Justin. And Riley.
On.
Are you sure you didn't hear my jaw clinking? It's quite loose, you see.
I see. Roll a deception check, please.
Can it be a persuasion check?
This is more of a deception check. I apologize for being enforceful, but you are lying. Hey.
Well,
I am using real dice. By the way, you feel free if you guys want to use real dice, like Christmas presents and stuff. But I got a debt set for Christmas, and I'm using excuses to use it. He rolls a 7. Okay. Clinking jaw. So you have a metal jaw. Very well.
from a previous injury.
And you seem to look of someone who's had battles. Very well. I'm sorry. Thank you for your service. Continue. And your gear is being loaded in. The infiltration gear, I think you can see things that are listed on the map. Is taken up the elevator. You guys are up the big giant winch of the elevator. It is cold. It is freezing cold. If you spend more than an hour outside of the prison, you will have to make a Constitution saving throw or get exhaustion. Just so you know. But you will know that the infiltration gear is going to storage, while the food and the healing potions are going to the kitchen, and the kitchen, the food storage. All right, cooks, follow me. Gods, follow Philip. He will take you to your barracks and get you all on board. All right, follow me. I'm just going to use one of your tokens.
Are you bored, sir?
Yes, I am. Thank you for asking. Thrilling life here at Revel's End, where I can no longer feel my nipples because it's so fucking cold outside. All right. You make it all the way to the kitchen. Make it to the kitchen. I start revealing. Oh, of course, I have a lot of tokens on GM layer. Chef Tiny, here are your new cooks. Good luck, have fun. Save me a bottle of wine. Very well. And he leaves you. And Chef Tiny, his name is ironic, as he's a very big, rotund man, as you all enter in. Oh, very well, everyone. Welcome to the kitchens. We're in the middle of prepping some meals for tonight. Well, don't just stand about. Get to work. We need some water boiling over there. We need some food chopped up. Get yourselves cleaned up and get to work as soon and as quickly as possible. Thank you. And the other couple cooks who are not imposters, they go about and they're like, oh, we're gonna go. And one of the other cooks that are already there kind of points off to the side. He's like, all right, over this way, guys. All right, in here, I'm moving one of your tokens for visions. I'm using Sapphire. And here's some bunks. Here's some chests for you guys to keep your items in. I can show you where the restroom is whenever you're ready. Chef's a bit of a dick, but just do your job and he won't give too much issues. Over here, we got the cold fridge. Be careful, there's arcane magic wards in here for their... Yeah, it's cold. Okay, over here, storage. You can... Go ahead. Yeah, feel free to jump in at any moment.
Yeah, no, that was just me going, ooh, yeah, you weren't lying. It is cold in there.
Yeah, and here, and you can see like the bottles of wine are like in that room that you're in now, the supply room. Here's where all the fresh produce and goods and wines and bottles, etc., etc. Okay. Any questions, my friends?
How many cooks are working here?
We do it in shifts. Our shifts are ending in about 30 minutes, so don't let Tiny push you around. Once we're done, we cycle out 3 cooks at a time. For a total
you
of
sure that-
9.
We don't have time to freshen up before we start.
You do.
We just got here.
Tiny's being a dick. So feel free to take a breather. But that's going to be a 30-minute breather.
30 minutes, man. We just spent like a week on a boat or some shit.
Oh, I know. You smell horrible. So I would take the time to kind of clean up, but it's not long shifts. All we do is about 2 hours of prep, getting food together, and then we'll get dinner out to the inmates, and then call it for the night. And then we'll wake up tomorrow morning. There's a morning shift, a lunch shift, and a dinner shift. Tiny wants you on the dinner shift.
When you deliver food,
In about 2 hours.
how close do you get to the inmates?
Well, you can go through that when we do it, but we don't feed them great. They pretty much get porridge and some bread. We slop it onto a little plate or put it in a little bowl and slide it into their chambers. During that time, through the doors. During that time, the doors open and unlocked. And we slide it through. And then they're supposed to stay back. And then when they're done, the door closes and then they eat. And we just move on and on and on. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be scared of the prisoners, are you? Please don't tell me you're going to be scared of them. Don't get me wrong. Some of them could probably kill you with their pinky, but we really can't have you here if you're not going to be afraid of them.
I mean, are they scary?
Some of them are. Yeah, 100%. Some of them are. I ain't denying it. There's a Goliath in here. I'm pretty sure he's got tattoos and scars all over his body. I'm pretty sure every tattoo is for someone he's killed, and his body's covered in them.
But are these prisoners kept separate from the rest of us, or?
I mean, they're kept separate. Some of them share cells, some of them don't.
I mean, separate from us. Like, we ain't gonna be handing the food directly to them. We're gonna be behind at least I don't know, some sort of window, right?
Well, the doors are magically enhanced, and they have not been able to do little. You would think they would have little cubbies that kind of push the food through, but we cannot do it that way. So we have to turn off the bit of magical protection. The door opens up, and we slide it in. We are escorted by guards. It's been about a year since a cook was taken and shanked, but we've improved since then, they say.
So the guards are the ones that do the door thing?
They control it. There's a surveillance place in the middle. They can control all the doors in the magic wards. It's good you guys have a lot of questions. Some people come in here and they don't ask questions. Next thing you know, they got shanked. So this is good. You'll live.
Probably. Whatever keeps us on our toes keeps us alive.
Will it help you if I take you for a quick walk out there? Frankly, I would get away from Tiny for a little bit. Take a peek.
Yeah. Little
Fine.
tour didn't do me any bad.
All right, come on. Tiny, I'm taking for a tour. I want to see if they're going to piss their pants when they see that Goliath. Prisoner 72. Tiny's like, yeah. Make it quick. Their shift starts in 25 minutes. All right, come on. Over there behind you's the armory. Don't go in there. There's some sort of creepy monster that'll kill you.
As I'd expect.
They say it's a beholder. So, careful. Yeah, so over here, there in the middle is a surveillance area. And here's all of the Yeah, there's all of them. You can see some of them in there. Above table, there's not tokens other than some just generic stuff, but you just see all sorts of different mix and ilks from people. Hey, Prisoner 27, how's it going? Fuck you, Tim. Fuck you too, 27. He's grumpy.
So you don't call them by their names, I guess.
Oh, no. They all got a number. Don't know any of their names. Don't want to know their names.
They ain't people if they ain't got a name. Whatever happens to them, well, if they ain't people, it ain't as sad.
Well, ain't you a wise one? I never thought about it that way. I just thought it was just weird rules. All right, 1 second. Nate's checking something. Hold music. Oh, yeah. Something really important is on your map. Do you guys see that it actually tells you where the Prisoner 13 cell is? To be fair, I did debate you by having the whole map on here and saying you can use the battle map, but if you look in your mind's eye, you see that Prisoner 13 cell is marked on that map.
Yep.
That right there is Prisoner 13 in the top right.
I'm gonna push you in there so that you do dynamic light reveal. And that there is Prison 13. You walk by, you see a dwarven lady. She covered in tattoos. She looked kind of rough and tumble. She's just sitting in the back. Looks like she's reading a book, having a good old time as you walk by. Alrighty. And each cell is unlit. They're very dark. Like there's light in the central chamber. There's kind of cast shadows into them.
So what you're saying is it's like, what, dim light in there, mechanically?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay,
How
so
many
dwarves
times a
are-
day?
How many times a day? What?
Do the prisoners get fed?
3 times. Morning, noon, and night.
And there's a hospital here.
Oh, yeah. Lord's lions, they say, well, you can't just kill them. You can't just let them die. I think some of them should die, though, but every once in a while, they get a bad porridge or they get in a fight, shank each other, and they gotta get to the hospital and get fixed up.
Their treatment here seems better than on the streets of Neverwinter.
You can say that.
Almost like they're designed to want to stay.
Well, I mean,
Interesting.
we do give them like porridge every day. You eat porridge 3 days a week, 2-3 times a day, and just some bread. Probably not like it. They complain about it a lot.
3 hots and a cot.
3 hots and a cot. Good one. Well, yeah. You feel that little tingly there? Talking to you above table, calling you tax collector. What is your name?
Oh, they call me Vazric. Usually,
Lazaric. You feel that little tingling when you get close to that door? You see it? You feel it? You feel that little static?
yeah, hair's standing on end. That usually ain't a good sign.
Yeah, anti-magic. They got some fancy gates on it. No spell. I don't know that I've ever seen a spell, but there one time was a cleric here that came in and do some rites for one of them that got dead. But yeah, no spells can go past them little gates. Anti-magic. All the sales. Anti-magic. Ain't that fancy.
Yeah.
What'd you say your name was? I know it started with a V, but Nate was starting to write it down and then he forgot to write it down.
Vazric. Vazrik.
Vazrik. All right, Vazrik, get over here. Every once in a while, very rarely, but if you need to, follow me all the way this way. Come on. Every once in a while, you need to get some supplies. This is what they're talking about way over here. In this space here. Yep. Just he kind of wanders you around for a bit, talking, whatever. Is there anywhere you want him to take you in particular? He just kind of takes you down here. Stables down there for some. We got some axe beaks, though they're showing horses, but horses would die in the blizzard. So you gotta ride yourself a frost axe beak. Very scary animals. One almost bit my hand off once. It was crazy. If you ever want some fresh air, I suggest a courtyard, but don't do it when any of the guard or the prisoners are out here because you'll get shanked. Okay?
Yeah, sounds about right. These people ain't in here for a good reason. Well,
Mm-mm.
they're in here for good reason, just not good reason.
Y'all got jokes. I like y'all cut y'all jibs. We need some more humor in this place.
Yeah, Tiny don't seem much like the joking type.
Tiny's full of himself. He considers some sort of great chef, but frankly, he's a shit cook. He's a shit cook at the end of the world. He even wrote a little book. He's got a cookbook. Apparently, he says he's an independent publisher. Mm-hmm.
Usually that just means that nobody liked your book enough to want to publish it themselves.
Yeah. And between you and me, he's going to try to make you read it. But if you want to butter him up, you can say you read it, but it's shit. It's Prison Food Through the Ages by Tiny Toulees. I'm not sure how to say his last name. But, alright, any more questions?
I think that's about it for what I got. Actually, you said that in order to feed the prisoners, we got to bring down the door protection thingy
Yeah.
at their
Mm-hmm.
cells. Is that done by whoever's in that their surveillance tower thingy, or?
Yep, surveillance centers. They got a couple different people who operate, but there's a little board in there that controls all the doodads, all the doors, all the magics, all the arcane, all the mechanics. And he presses a couple buttons and the door pops on open.
Alrighty. Good to know that we ain't got a handle opening the door and getting the food and keeping down the prisoner.
Yeah,
And probably something else I'm not thinking of right now.
You'll have one job: cook gruel, porridge, bake bread, drink wine, and then when you get out there, we slop it in a bowl, put the bread on a plate, lays on the ground right in front of the door or inside the door, and we move on to the next one.
Alrighty. Sounds good to me.
All right. So you
Well-
guys got about 20 minutes more before it's your shift, so you guys do what you need to. I'll be back. I'm at it. The shitter's down in this guard room here, I guess. That's the shitter. You know what? No, it'll be the base of this guard tower. That's the shitter if you need to use the shitter. I don't know if you can see my
Which guard
thing.
tower?
Southeast guard tower. Just south of the kitchen. I'll put your
Okay.
in the one I'm in because you guys can't see my ping.
That there guard tower
It's
hatch
funny how
is
slow my pings go.
alrighty.
All right. Clean up. 20 minutes. See you soon.
Yep, thank you.
One little odd thing while you're out and about. Whenever you pass those yellow lines, those are guard paths. And let's see here.
Yeah, the guard patrol route.
Guard patrols route. I pretty much roll to see if a guard appears. So I want to take a moment and like just refresh myself on that mechanic and like do a example roll. Guard patrol roll dies. How that turns determine extraction level turns transportation on a 1 kind. Okay, so like in this case, suspicion 1, I roll a d20. On a 1, a guard patrol would come through in that moment that one or more of you guys are passing that route. So I roll, and that's a 19. So in that case, funny enough, you guys have kind of moved around, and I'll do a couple rolls of you moving past a couple of the lines, and you didn't see any guards. Occasionally you might hear some walking around, but none of them saw you, and you didn't see them. All right, you have 20 minutes before your quote-unquote shift happens. What would you like to do?
Yeah, it's a little surprising how little I see the guards, but then again, big surveillance thing in the middle of the whole prison, I guess it don't exactly make sense.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guards, maybe 7, maybe 8, usually in that little surveillance, and they were watching us. There's little arrow slits. They're keeping a little peeky poo at us as we walk through. Make sure we're up to no good. Mm-hmm.
Well, if they want to make sure that we're up to no good, then I do solemnly swear that I'm up to no good.
I like you. Vasek. I like all of you. Y'all got some humor and got good stuff. What was that?
Where can we go to clean up?
Bathroom's down in that southeast guard tower. Bucket of water in there. We just take some ice and we melt it down normally for cleanings.
Yeah, it gets it clean enough. What are the prisoners going to do? Complain?
Will complain.
So, tax collector, you hear in your head, well, I guess we don't have much choice but to work a shift.
Yeah. Actually, are we allowed back on that dock? Like, for some fresh air, or is that only something we're allowed to go into if we're pulling stuff up?
Fresh air outside, you be dead in death sentence. You'll lose toes, you'll lose nipples, you'll lose your nose and your ears if you go out there in that cold, but technically there's nothing stopping you from walking out.
Other than a will to live.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you got pretty much free reign. Just don't go in the armory because you'll die from the beholder. Don't go upstairs because that's the guards and the warden's office. Unless you get serving duty for the warden upstairs, and then you go upstairs. But otherwise, we don't wander up there. The guards are kind of pissy and they got that whole brotherly, camaraderie or whatever, brotherhood vibes going up there. So they can be kind of crass and mean and like to push the cooks around, but sometimes you got to go up there and drop off food. They come down, they eat in the mess hall, so we don't take the guard stuff up there, but we'll take the warden's food up there. He gets special meals.
So above table, cooks, they come in and go every day, or how does that work?
No, I think it's a couple
in barracks here.
3 weeks, 4 weeks. There can be a rotation for those who need to leave. I don't remember exact details, but it's not every day, but there's essentially 3 shifts of cooks at all times to cover the different shifts, and you all just kind of rotate.
And where do we sleep, and where's our quarters, essentially?
Bunks
I think
over
it's
here,
this
where you are in currently. I know there's not a lot of beds in there, but it's bunks, and actually there really is not enough sleeping for everybody. Some people sleep on the ground. It's kind of rough conditions.
What's the health department got to say about that?
What's the health department got to say about this prison as a whole?
I mean, fair. We keep it pretty clean around here. We send them shit. Not great food, but it ain't bad food. It ain't one time I was in Neverwinter and I went up to this stall and they had this fish and I decided I want some good fish. I hadn't had fish. I was taking a break from working here. So I bought me some fish. And this little halfling, he sold me some fish. And that shit made me sick. I almost died. It was bad fish. Now, that health department people should have put them down. I did put in a complaint to the health department down there, but I'll tell you what, we don't feed no rotten fish. I mean, to be fair, it's hard to rot in oats for porridge, but you keep the rats out and you keep the mites and the bugs out, and we'll do fine.
You like to talk, don't you?
You all seem to like to listen. I mean, you ask a lot of questions. Am I talking too much? People say I do talk too much. Are you saying I talk too much?
Let me guess, it's Tiny that says you talk too much.
Fuck Tiny. Well, I like y'all. You allow me to talk and you say I don't talk too much. I appreciate that. Well, I think this is going to be the third time I say that you guys got 20 minutes to kind of freshen up, take a shit, wash your face off, put some deodorant on, spray some Axe body spray on. Whatever you need to do, just get ready. I'm going to go chill. Unless you got any more questions. You got any more questions?
Nah, I think we'll probably use this first shift to figure out more questions.
Wise. You're so smart. All right. See y'all later.
Yippee.
All right. You got 20 minutes to yourself. What do y'all want to do, if anything? Or do you just want to prepare yourselves for your first shift of cookings?
Then we break into the armory.
Level 4s, yeah.
I'm just imagining Shelf picking up a knife. Then we'll break into the armory. And just freaking, I don't know. My immediate thought is, yeah, that's probably the only place they're going to keep the sharp knives.
Oh, by the way, you guys would have some details on the exact standing force here. I think it's about 60 guards at all time. At the minimum is like the standing force, if not more. It might even be up to 70 just guards here. And to be fair, above table mechanically, you look at these guards. These aren't town guards. These are heavy duty guards who know how to keep hardened criminals in check. So don't expect goblin stat block guards. So that's 70 of heavy duty guards.
So in other words, no fighting them at all.
If you do, you better do it right.
It'd be impressive if we manage it, but probably not a good
I
idea.
found the exact number. 75 guards. And they work 8-hour shifts. So at all times, there's 2/3 of the garrison are off duty. And then their barracks up in the tower.
So 25
Right about-
at a time actually on duty.
Yep.
Right about now, I'm thinking we probably should have come in as guards.
Well, here we are. There's
I
probably
think
gonna be
we
no
probably
easy way for
are
y'all to
just
do it.
Working this shift for now. Otherwise, like,
Yeah.
it's either that or take over the kitchen.
I think
Okay.
it's too early to do such drastic measures, but do we have any equipment in the crate that went to storage that we could easily hide on ourselves?
It's pretty much up to you all.
Because, like, I'm imagining basically everything that was in my inventory is probably in there, so...
Yeah, that's 100% an easy assumption. Yep. And then anything else you guys think might have been appropriate from equipment list for like infiltration gear, caltrops, ball bearings, that kind of stuff.
I actually started with a bag of ball bearings.
Yeah, so all those kind of items are in there for show. All right, do you want to go get some gear, or do you want me to get straight to your cooking shift? See how good you guys can cook porridge, oatmeal, and bread. Okay, we're jumping to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just jump right into it.
Alrighty. 20 minutes is up. You hear like, Y'all get in here now. It's time to do your shifts. I don't give a fuck what your name is. You, over there, Turtle, get some water boiling. You, human salty sea man, you go over there and you start massaging the dough. Nate's doesn't cook, so you don't know what the fuck's going on, but you make sure that bread is yeasted real good. And you over there, you get over there and you start getting the dishes going. All right. I will allow wisdom or intelligence checks for my cookers. You can speak up and reshuffle yourselves if you want to, but he's barking out orders and expecting you guys to go. Pretty much don't roll below a 5. That even includes getting boiling water going.
Well, that's a 2. I'll use my inspiration.
All right.
You said wisdom or what?
It's a 6.
Wisdom or intelligence for those like dealing with the food.
It's the best damn massage bread you ever saw.
It is looking good. You got to roll it out. You're getting flashbacks to your childhood when you used to help bake bread with your granny. I don't know, whatever you want. But you do hear Shelf. You're like, Turtle, what is going? That water is boiling. Thank you for getting it boiling. You need to cool it down a little bit. It's about to spit it all over. Come on, cool down a little bit over there. All right, that's better. Okay. All right, now we got boiled oats. Get the oats in there, you shelfer. Shell dude. Turtle. Give me another wisdom check as you start getting there, or you did wisdom. I'm assuming they're about the same. Don't roll below a 5. Not 20. Ooh, you get the temperature just right. You get it all nice and balanced, and you get those oats in there, and you let it boil, and you get them all going, and then you just drain it all nice and good. And over there with that nat 20, you get the bread looking good there, Saphir. And he comes over, Chef comes over, and he's like, hot damn. What did you do to them oats?
I rolled them.
No, I'm talking to the porridge boy over here. I'll get to you in a second. Turtle, I'm talking to you. What did you do? Where'd you look to cook
I
porridge like
Put
that?
them in the stew, like you said.
Yeah, but take a look at this shit right here. Look at that. Did you put some sort of like sugar or spice in that? This music's really too intense. I'm gonna switch this up a little bit. I've 1 second. I'm just making porridge. You did nothing special. You just poured the oats in there. Well, you, sir, have a way with porridge. I'll tell you what. Look at that consistency. Everyone gather around. I want y'all to see what this turtle here is. I don't give a fuck what your name is. Look at this. Y'all should take notes about how he did this porridge. Now that is good porridge. All right, I'm going to quiz you later to see exactly your consistency, the temperature, and how long you boiled, and the spinning, and how much you stirred it, because that's going in the cookbook. By the way, I got a cookbook. You should take a look at my cookbook sometime. All right, and the bread. Ooh, hey, that's pretty good bread. I don't expect much because it's fucking bread, but you did pretty good. Good job there, sailor. And he tries to slap you on the back. Are you an illusion?
I think I probably would not have done that knowing that it was the magical field, because they would have walked me through the magical field and it would have...
To be fair, the
Not done
anti-magic is the prison cells, but
Okay.
now that you know about that ahead of time,
Yeah.
for you to... did you come in a disguise? I guess that's a big question.
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't have.
So you look like your tiefling lady self then?
Yeah.
All right, tiefling, blood of the devil. Be careful. All right. Hey, you did pretty good there. I'm not going to touch you because I don't want a sexual harassment suit like I got last year. That was a bad mark. People have been boycotting my books because of that. No, I did nothing wrong, just so you know. They're just being there's a boycott because people just don't like to hear the truth of how good my cooking is. But you did pretty good on the bread. Okie dokie, newbies. You are dealing the gruel. Come on now. All right. Above table. Anything you guys wanted to try and attempt during the passing out of the gruel and the bread? I'm just tossing one of your tokens out here because essentially guards join you as one by one you guys take a big old, there's a whole crew of you with the cooks, and there's got buckets and there's trays of bread, and a door is open, the food is placed down, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So is there anything you guys want to try and attempt?
Cell, like one of these.
What'd you say, Justin?
Which one was a prisoner 13th cell?
Yeah.
Was it this one?
Here, I can put something on the map to help map layer. Boop, boom. And if I reveal it, then keep it into the background. If I do that, bam. It's a little blurred out, but at least now you see the letters prisoner 13. Yep. All right, so you guys gonna do anything, or are you just gonna go about your business? All right, sounds like you're going about your business.
We're just gathering. Maybe this is too late to ask this. How long
No, yes,
were we supposed to be here, like
weeks.
doing the job? Oh,
I think
it's
he
like
said that you could light a torch at the
Oh,
end of the night if we need to pick up. Yeah.
The cook's job, quote unquote, is for 3 weeks. But they, starting tonight, will be looking for a Morse code light signal. And if you guys don't have like a light spell, they would have given you like a bullseye lantern to do that from the top of the elevator or down from the dock. But pretty much every night they'll keep an eye out.
okay.
Okay, so if no one's trying anything, you guys see Prisoner 13. Guard's like, all right, Prisoner 13, everyone's going to talk like they got a little bit of country, apparently. Step on back now. All right, good shit. All right, door opening. And the door opens up. And like, all right, put the food down. Which one of you are going to put the food down?
I'll do it.
There you go. Sephir, you put it down. And you see Prisoner 13 just back against the wall, or not back against the wall, hands on the wall in the back, assuming the position as you set the food down, assuming you don't want to do anything, and they just step back and the door closes and you move on and you all end up feeding everyone. Excellent. Good work. You finished all the devin out. Chef Tiny's like, all right, everyone go did good shit. I don't remember his voice now, but you all do good shit. Now, you all get a break. We got 12 hours off, 24 hours off. I don't remember. Time is mushy mushy. You got hours and hours to yourself, so you did good. Totally, you and I are going to talk later, though, about what you did to those oats, because that was the best fucking oats I've ever seen in my life. You didn't even put butter in it, huh? Anyways.
When do the guards get fed?
That's a really good question. Actually, they're next. If anything, you guys should be feeding them along with this shift. So, all right, I forgot about that. We're feeding them now. I forgot about the guards' food shift, which would have also be fed around the same time. So they would be feeding down here in the mess hall immediately after the prisoners are fed.
They get fed the same gruel?
No, they get better food. Meat and potatoes kind of stuff. I won't go through a whole bunch of checks for that, though. I should, but I won't. Maybe you guys focused on the prisoner food and on different, the other folks who came with you, the other cooks are taking care of the meats and potatoes. So after all that's done, you guys are left to your devices to relax, preoccupy yourselves. I would say that this was dinner, right? So things are quieting down. There's no big activities. There's no outside time or anything like that. It's time for bed. What would y'all like to do?
I'm not sure what we can do that's not going to get us in trouble.
And we can't, well, so does everybody work in shifts?
Pretty much, yep. 3 rotating shifts. Pretty much 8-hour shifts. I'm being like truncated, and like you just got like thrown into like the last part of a shift for the.
So it's like when you're not handing out food, you're just relegated to these 4 rooms.
Not really. You guys do have free roam, right? Obviously, like don't go in the cells, don't go into the armory. You can go outside, but you'll probably die, so don't do that. And then going upstairs is just a stupid thing to do because of the guards being bullies. But otherwise, you're allowed to preoccupy yourselves, go in the courtyard, exercise, go take a cigarette on one of the guard towers if you wanted. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it won't be out of question for you guys to wander around, but if you start poking and doing things odd and a guard sees you, of course they'll ask questions about what'd you do?
I think we need a guard friend. I think we need a guard friend. I'll go out for the guard tower and have a smoke.
Ooh, yeah. So you want to do this like the south eastern one that I described. That underneath it is the latrine.
Well, maybe if that one smells bad, a different one. I'm trying to encounter a guard.
Yeah, I mean that I'm making a thing about the latrine, but it's more just a location. Like if you want to go up
Okay.
there and yeah. Do you guys want to join Saphir? So it's a group encounter.
I'll go out as well.
What about you there, Riley?
I forgot this entire time that my microphone was muted because I was eating them there little bricks that I had. But yeah, I'll head out when I don't smoke. I'll probably there ain't no grass to chew on out there, is there?
Nope, there isn't.
We got a toothpick.
I'm just gonna name your new friend Bobby. You guys did good on your shift there. You looking for a toothpick? We got toothpicks. Sometimes
Hells yeah.
we also above table. Nate forgot about the counselors. There's representation from lords and ladies from all the cities. They come here and they form the Council of Absolution. They're the ones representing the cities. The decree if people are ready to go home. Currently, we have 3 counselors in here. They're like the warden, and his council chambers are down to the south. Those are important details, so I apologize for just remembering it. Currently, we got Counselor Torbo, we got Counselor Anderton, and I think Counselor Norizis is here too. Currently, we actually need to get their dinners ready and as well for the warden. Chef, you got the food ready for them? Yeah, I do. All right, there you go. Right about. All right, newbies, come on. Let's feed the counselors real quick, just so you get an idea of what's going on, and then we can get you all going. All right, Chef, I'm going to use you as a token as you guys go all the way through the mess hall. And then down here, there's where the council chambers are. And here you meet a Dragonborn. This is introduces themselves. You can RP if you want, but this is more information gathering, so I'm not forcing it. You meet Counselor Noricious. And then down here, you meet another one. You meet Counselor Torbo, a little halfling lady. And then down here, you meet an older human gentleman and Counselor Anderton. And you meet them all, and they're like, thank you, be gone. And then you come back. But you do know there's important people here called counselors down there.
Yeah, but I'd really like to wait until Jonathan is here.
I am disappointed they didn't put Jonathan into the adventure. I'm not sure what came first, but there should be. Yeah, Counselor Jonathan. I know he's real famous, but he's not here currently. I apologize. All right. 2-year smoke session.
Yeah.
I didn't want to sidetrack Saphir and Jeff from their ideas. It's cold, but come on, I'll introduce you to the guards. Some can be dicks, some will be good, but you got some tobacco to share around. It won't be so bad. And Bobby brings you out here. Oh, it's fucking cold as you come through the hatch. You do see that the hatch, though, the cook has to knock on it. In a little special little pattern, and then the guards up there, you hear a little click as the arcane lock is disengaged, and it opens up. And he steps on out. Hey boys, we got some newcomers and they're looking for a little smoking spot. And you see 3 guards up there in the top, and you'll kind of crawl out of the hatch up the ladder. And they're just all bundled up in the freezing cold. Welcome to the icy hell, friends.
Thanks. God damn, you weren't kidding. It's freezing.
It's fucking cold. If you're newbies, I suggest if you want to take a smoke break, the courtyard keeps the wind out. But you're here. You got any of that tobacco to go around?
Yeah, here you go.
Nice. It's like
What's your name, friend?
The whole issue with like trying to smoke a cigarette or a joint and it's windy out. You have to everyone's huddled together, the shield to get the lighter and the match going. Eventually you do get the rolled cigarettes going. I'm just making shit up as we go. My name's Sally. What's your name?
How long you been at this pit? I'm Safflower.
Cauliflower.
Yeah.
Well, this is my second time out here. I'm from Waterdeep, and this is just got the short end of the stick for pissing off one of the captains. We all did. And then you notice the other guards, they're just kind of trying to keep warm, kind of keeping an eye out on the surroundings. Oh, that's pretty good tobacco. Thank you. Where y'all from?
Yeah, I'm from down south a ways.
Mm-hmm. What'd you do to be seen up here? You running from people?
I just needed some dough.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
The hazard pay and the shit cold pay is pretty good. There's no denying that. Only good thing about it. Here. And he reaches into his coat and pulls out essentially a flask of whiskey. Anyone? Warm me up?
I'll have some.
There you
Yeah.
go. I'm not gonna lie, I'm butting her up for reasons. Everyone's been talking about this. Some wine came in. Good turns and all that. Favors for friends.
Yeah, I don't mind sharing. They watch that stuff pretty close though.
Yeah. But if you get a chance, or like some wine, just saying. Tiny's a bit of a dick.
Any
about
ideas how to keep it from Tiny? Because they're gonna watch everything we do, try to get that stuff out of there.
Well, I mean, Tiny's only got one set of eyes, right? He's gotta sleep sometime. How you go about it, I don't know. I'm just saying. You seem all like we immediately like you. For whatever reason. Sharing tobacco, sharing whiskey. We're friends now, right? Cellflower.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm just saying. No pressure. But the whiskey's getting low. Some mulled wine will help us get through these cold nights.
I think we can figure something out.
Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice, boys? That's real nice. Yep. I would love some wine. Nah, you just, don't do anything you're not comfortable doing. But it's shit world up here, and we're all just trying to get through our weeks one day at a time.
Yeah, but something to drink makes the time go by faster.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it does. They're real funny, by the way, Sally. You should hear their jokes. And this one over here, pointing to the tax collector, he's wise. He's got wisdom in him. He sees things real clear. I like it. Well, they got good jokes too. They're good people. That's good. That's good. Not everyone here is good people. And I'm not talking about the prisoners. Well, you sure y'all want to stay up here? It's getting fucking cold.
Yeah, I think. I never thought that I'd find a place as cold as Avernus was hot. Just according to some of those books I've been reading, but Ew.
See, I told you, he's got good wisdom. You hear that? Cold as Avernus. And he's rail red. That's funny. Is there anything you want to angle out of this, Jeff?
I was gonna try to do seduction, but I don't know
you want to do
I've got,
seduction?
a whole big audience. Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I mean, you just roll.
I don't know if I want to
persuasion check.
RP it. I'm
No,
not
no,
really
no.
good at that.
No, just roll a persuasion.
Well, I'm
check.
heading downstairs. I ain't staying in this cold no more.
There could be subtle flirtation happening here, so just roll a persuasion check.
Let's see.
You have chosen the wrong command.
Yeah, that's the wrong window.
That's the right window. It's exclamation point.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna do it in 20. Just to keep it all consistent.
20.
Oh, there we go.
Needless to say, your subtle flirtation is going over very well, and Sally has taken an interest. So
Maybe we could
go ahead.
share some of that wine together sometime.
Yeah. Anytime. Like there's some moments, we all can just kind of hang out and stuff. Yeah. Are you trying to set up a rendezvous with this guard, like a one-on-one,
I'm just laying
or
the
just
groundwork
before?
for it
Okay.
at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we can share. You can bring that bottle of wine, and we can share anytime. Yep. Real cold. Yeah, something. Not a lot of privacy, but down at the docks, bit of a walk down the elevator and such. But sometimes you can see the whales beaching down in the water and the moving ice. You wouldn't believe it, but one time I was down there and saw a whale. It was the most peculiar whale I've ever seen. A monster of a beast, and on his back he had this a bubble on his back, some sphere strapped to him. Everyone says I'm crazy, but I swear I saw what I saw. Well,
I don't think you're crazy.
Thank you. But maybe we can go whale watching down there with some wine sometimes or something,
Well, let me get settled in. I'm kind of cold.
Yeah. Wine to warm the nights up. Companions sometimes. All right. You know, look out into the over the snowy tundra. It's nice meeting you all, and you too, Self-Flower. Needless to say, with your 20, you have laid groundwork with Sally, the guard.
Nice.
Yeah, above table, you can kind of like indicate like a scenario you would hope to run into that, and like he's mentioned going down to the docks to do some whale watching and stuff. But okay, all right, starting to plant some seeds. Anybody else? You guys got technically 16 hours to between your shifts.
Hey, man, Tiny.
What'd you say, Riley?
Hey, Tiny.
Yes. I don't remember your name. I don't care what your name is. What is you want, newbie?
Mind if I help out with this next shift? Try to learn a little bit from you?
Also, it's Chef.
Chef. Got it.
Thank you. What do you want to learn?
Chef. Yeah. I think the bread would probably be a good start. Everybody loves bread.
Well, you should take lessons from the tiefling girl. She seems to know a lot of what she's doing well. She's a very good bread breaker. If you're going to hover, okay, you can help. I'm preparing tomorrow's breakfast for the warden. He likes his eggs particularly well, and I'm going to do an overnight yogurt parfait for him with the oats and some fresh yogurt in the cooler. Come over here if you would like, and we can go over those details. Myself about another hour before I need to go to bed. So. Right,
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chef.
What are you cooking, Riley? What's your angle?
So I'm hoping if I can get in good with the chef, then I can eventually be the one to take the food up to the warden. Eventually. Not this first night, but probably after a couple of days, be the one that's taking the food up to the chef. Nice little, because I imagine if I can get even a moment alone, then, spike his drink with the love filter of love and convince him to go get something from storage for me or something. And
Okay.
I'll have a moment to rifle through his stuff, maybe find documents of release forms.
Ooh, okay. So you spend time with Chef Tiny trying to impress him and endear yourself. So you can do either a charisma-based skill, probably not intimidation because I don't think you're trying to intimidate him, but you can play that angle, or like a cook check, which would be like a wisdom or intelligence. Unless you took some sort of proficiency in cooking utensils, it would just be a wisdom or intelligence check. So you can either like endear yourself through assisting with the cooking or with like a charisma check, or both if you want.
I think I'm gonna aim for persuasion, because
Okay.
my character, I don't know much about cooking, but hey, dinner and a show.
Be
Who
fair,
ain't gonna say yeah?
not too many people know as much about cooking as much as I do. So don't yourself too. Don't think less of yourself. Not everyone is up to my understanding of cooking. I do want to understand how your friend did those oats. But anyways, here, try this. Blah, 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 blah.
You know what? I'll put in a good word for you if you can help me learn how to cook.
I hope I don't need to teach you too much. When our standards are low.
Yeah, job security is important.
Yes, it's good to think that way ahead of schedule. Yes, that's good. Now, and then over here, persuasion check. And you,
Gotten living.
it's not a, you didn't seduce him, but it was a friendly conversation, good small talk, and you can point her here and there, whatever. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I'll give you one little thing here. If you want to say how you talk to him, if you press the right personality trait buttons, you can get an advantage roll on this. I don't know if that makes sense. Or you don't have to RP it out, but if there's something about him that you recognize.
I could have sworn I didn't recognize your name until, your face until I heard your name. I could have sworn I saw your cooking book in one of the bookstores over in Neverwinter.
Oh, did you now? Go ahead and roll your persuasion check with advantage as he, well, yes, my book has, prison food and gourmets. It's been a big hit on the Soro Coast. You can find my book in many stores. What's the bookstore did you find it in, by the way?
It's... I keep forgetting the Gilded Spine. I think that's it.
Oh, yes, the Gilded Spine in Neverwinter. Me and the owner go way back. They've had to order boatloads of my books. Of course, I'm being facetious. They're literally boatloads, but a healthy amount. Enough for me to perhaps retire one day from prison life, but I hope to do a prison tour through the Sword Coast with my cookbook one day. So you purchased it, right?
Yeah, the only thing is I opened it up and my first thought was, I am gonna struggle so hard to cook any of this even edibly, let alone to the standards that it looks like in the book, because of the good pictures. So, I kind of got intimidated, so I kind of put it up, but now that I met you, and as nice as you are teaching me how to cook personally, man, I need to start giving books of some of those cookbooks away, telling people.
But if you just one moment, and he walks away and goes into the bunks and comes out. Here, I've got 5 copies here, all personally signed by myself. Here you go. Go and take these. Take what we're talking about. I'm going to take them all.
Signed copies. Oh, hells yeah. 1 sec, I'm gonna go throw these in the footlocker or whatever in the room. You got a lock?
Do I have a lock for a footlocker? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, because I don't want anybody taking any of this shit.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I have a lock. Just one moment. You do need to keep the precious cargo. He steps away and comes out with a simple lock and key. Little padlock. Here you go. You put this on the chest and protect the precious property. Yes.
Alrighty, I'll be right back.
What did you say your name was again?
Oh, I'm Vazrik.
Vazrik.
Hi.
Vazrik, yes.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Chef.
Yes, it's always nice to meet a fan of the work and know that it's out there and being sold. Lost hope. You know what, Vazrik? Would you like to come with me as I feed the warden? I think you should meet the warden. You just have a good vibe around yourself.
Yeah, I'd be honored.
I bet you would be honored. Yes, very well. We'll finish those glasses. You get those books locked up, and then in the morning, once we finish, this is the overnight parfait, and then in the morning we'll cook up the eggs and bacon how he likes it, and toast, and load it up on the plate, and we'll take it up to him in the morning. Together.
Alrighty, Chef. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
You're welcome.
going off and locking those up, and yeah.
Excellent. All right. We're leaning towards some things that could happen in the future, but we're still in the moment. Anything, Justin, you think you want to do with your character? Any seeds you want to plant? Any scouting you want to do? Any guards you want to knock out and steal their equipment? Do you want to go get your battle axe and start killing people? What do you want? Anything you want to do?
I could, I was thinking I could help Saphir smuggle the wine in the shell.
Yes, do you guys want to go ahead and start procuring, like, we will hit a night shift, right? So the chef Tiny will be going to bed shortly to wake up for the morning shift to get some things, to get breakfast going for the warden. So there will be cooks in the room, but there's no Chef Tiny. So do you guys want to try and tag team that? You know, a little bit of stealth action, a little sleight of handy, or maybe some...
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So if you guys want to go in and secure a couple bottles of wine, I will allow a stealth check at advantage since you're helping each other, or sleight of hand, or even a deception. I'll leave that up to your course.
It's all the same for me.
What was the first thing you said? Deception or
Deception, stealth, or sleight of hand, and all of these at advantage because you guys are helping each other.
Well, yeah, I'll do deception because I'm rocking it. So
All right.
6.
21.
Nice.
Yeah, easy enough for you to talk your way through the situation. Like, oh yeah, Tiny needed some wine. He says we need to secure these for some of the counselors, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. But how do you, like, you can grab 3 bottles if you want. Like, you have one, but 2 of them are stashed into your person. You just kind of talk your way through. Also, during that moment, you can take your potions of healing from the wine, right?
Yeah.
So you're now all back to, by the end of this scenario, you're all back to your 3 greater potions of healings.
Yeah, let's bring 3 bottles, 1 for each of us, and the potions.
Excellent.
Yeah, and you can take, if we have a moment alone, get the filter love and potion of mind reading out of my shell.
Yeah. Yep. I know we're getting close to 11. Do you guys want to attempt any sort of checks to get your all your other equipment? Because that could be just, again, a simple sleight of hand, stealth, or deception, or persuasion to get over there to the storage, get your gear out. Again, with like an advantage, to kind of breaking it down to simple mechanics for you all to consider.
Yeah, once Tiny goes to bed, I think
Yeah.
Vazarik is gonna try and make his way to storage to collect his thieves' tools, and I'm gonna see if there's anything else I really want him to have, because I want to keep him minimal on stuff that would be iffy to be carrying.
And I did establish too, above table, like for you as a rogue, light armor would fit underneath the cook's clothing, so you can have armor on. Stuff like daggers will be easy to pocket too. Assume you don't get a pat
In
down
that
for
case,
anything.
yeah, I'll grab my thieves' tools and both daggers.
All right. How
as
do you want to go
well
about it? Do you
as-
want to do a stealthy, just walk in confident, with a persuasion or a deception?
I'm gonna aim for stealth.
Okay. So you're just going to be kind of quiet and settled about it. All right. So for this, you go across the guard patrols. So I'm going to roll a d20. And on a 1, nope, roll a 15. So you make it there. There is the quartermaster present, so go ahead and do a stealth roll. Or some of his assistants.
That's an 11 total.
11 total. DC is 10 because the suspicion level is 1. So you get in, you grab your equipment, and also equipment for anybody else on the team. So if you guys just want to assume you get all of your basic starting equipment back, I'm fine with that. So you stealth, you do hear the footfalls of guards on the patrols, but you have soft steps. And as a professional rogue, you know how to take the right turns and navigations. You make it in. There is a sleeping assistant to the quartermaster in the supply room. You're able to grab what you need and slip out, though your hands and bags are full of equipment. All right. I think that's a good point to end, right? You guys have all your equipment. You have some seeds planted. And the next time we play this, you can try executing and seeing where those seeds go. Does that sound good?
Sounds
Sounds
good.
good.
Anything-
Were you about to say something, Jeff? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would I have brought in a rapier or just like
yeah, all
a
your
dagger?
weapons. No,
Okay.
and stored is all of your starting equipment, right? I think that's 100%. Yep. And like the rapier, of course, be semi like narrative about hiding it or whatever, but at the moment there's not going to be any stealth rolls. You like get into your bunks and you have everything hidden underneath your pillow or under your mattress without any issue. I'm not going to ask for any more rolls for that.
And I've got a lock for my footlocker. If you need anything hidden, I can take the key once we lock everything up, and nobody will be able to get in without, obviously breaking in.
Smart.
Smart. And one other, just a real aside on above table, you guys are getting a taste of what the heist is like. Just so you know, I won't be butthurt if you guys are like, yeah, that was fun, but can we just do, yawning portal, mindless dungeon crawl, fight things? If you guys prefer that, feel free to speak up. Like, don't feel like you need to continue doing this. If you're like, yeah, that was fun, but I don't know if I want to do another session, just so you know, I won't be butthurt. I wanted you guys to get a taste of something different, with a little bit more focus, but again, just feel free to speak up if you wanted to like just get back to some dungeon crawling. I'm excited to see what you guys'
think it'll-
seeds. Oh, go ahead.
I think it'll be fun once we're into it. Like, actually, like starting to pull on things.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah,
there's-
that's the thing. Is I think this is a long setup, but once we're actually like, all right, we're needing to coordinate.
Yeah.
Sapphire, you go distract the guards. Shelf, your job is to make sure that this here gift to Prisoner 13 gets to Prisoner 13. And I'm going to the warden's office and yoinking some of that there critical intel.
Awesome. Yeah, if you guys like the